Imagine this. You inherited a whole kingdom, and you're facing a monumental responsibility of leading an entire nation. You're not even sure if you're ready for it. And suddenly, one night in a dream, God appears before you. And he says, I'll grant you one wish. What would you wish for? You could wish for anything. Limitless wealth, freedom, prosperity, luxury, good health, victory over your enemies, or the longest imaginable life. In this story about King Solomon, he thinks of his people. So when God appears to him in a dream, Solomon asks for wisdom. Wisdom to lead his people, ensuring that the kingdom thrives. So he asks for wisdom to govern his people with fairness, understanding, to distinguish wrong from right, and be the leader that they all need. And in the story, God is deeply pleased by Solomon's decision. Instead of seeking personal gain, King Solomon asked to gain wisdom to be a better ruler for his people. He was focused on giving, not on what he could get, on what he would receive. And in his giving, he received way more than he could have ever imagined. So he was granted unparalleled wisdom. And in turn, Solomon's reign was one of peace and prosperity. He led his people into peace. His kingdom thrived, and he attracted and manifested all the riches and wealth and honor he could ever have dreamt of. So what does this have to do with the law of attraction? Well, I usually emphasize that the law of attraction isn't just about sitting there and wishing for this and that and the other and all the things you want to attract, but focusing on what are you giving? And I'm not talking about giving materialistic things. I'm talking about giving from yourself, giving from your love, your friendship, your wisdom, your presence, your kindness, your energy. What are you putting in to the things that you are wanting? What are you giving out? So many people, when they talk about law of attraction, they're focused on the whole energetic, emotional concept. I want to put more emphasis on the giving, because it is in the giving that you receive. Solomon's story is one of leading with purpose and leading with the intention of giving to his people. It wasn't about what he'll get out of it. And of course, we all have desires for some personal gain. I wouldn't be doing this video if it wasn't because it was giving me something as well. So this is just as much for me as it is for you. But Solomon, King Solomon, didn't just think of himself. He thought about his responsibility to others through the wisdom that he wished for. When we make decisions based on our higher purpose instead of what just benefits us personally, we align ourselves with something greater. We attract resources, opportunities, and success that serve both ourselves and others. So as you face your own challenges in your life, ask yourself, how can I choose wisdom? How can I lead with purpose and serve those around me? Because when you focus on doing good for others, the universe will often reward you in ways you would have never seen coming. We're so caught up in our wants and needs and want monsters, like want this, that, the other, and we aren't focused enough on giving. How can we serve? How can we give? The more you give, the higher your vibration goes. The giving part is the ignition that sets the manifestation process of your desires in motion. King Solomon was focused on something bigger than himself, and so then his manifesting capabilities were insane. In the story, God literally came to him. It's a beautiful and meaningful story. And I want you to ask yourself, what am I giving? How am I giving? How could I give more? What will happen in my life if I start giving more of myself, of my true self? The other day, I was going to the grocery store to pick up some food for the week. And I saw this old foreign lady on the sidewalk, barely able to walk. She looked like her clothes were old and she only had a backpack with her, and I got the sense that she needed help. And so I just asked her, "Do you need any help?" And she just responded, she didn't speak Norwegian. She didn't speak Norwegian and she didn't speak English. So there was no way of communicating without just signaling with your body language. And she wanted to know the clock, right? And so I showed her the time on my phone. And she was so grateful and thanked me and touched my arm in gratitude. And I went into the store and started buying the stuff that I needed, but I kept thinking about this old lady. She had such a sweet aura, but at the same time giving off the impression or the energy that she was suffering. And so I decided to buy some apples for her. And so I did. And I came out where she was standing at the bus stop, just a couple of meters from the store I was in. And so I went over to her and I just gave her the apples. And she was so grateful and she was so happy about it. You could see she was like tearing up and thanking me in her language. And I understood that she was from Ukraine and had fled from the war. And she was there all alone. And she was so grateful and expressed so much love and gratitude towards me. And she just kept saying, "So beautiful, babushka, I love you." And babushka means grandma, grandmother. And I think that word is used in a couple of different countries in East Europe. So I could understand, like she was saying, "Grandma, I love you, so beautiful, thank you." And it just touched my heart. And I was just saying, "You're so welcome," and all that, but I couldn't understand anything else that she was saying. And anyway, I got back in my car and I started driving home, and this feeling of love just washed over me. And I was ecstatic. My frequency just, my aura became a white flame. And it was just a very meaningful experience to me. I didn't overthink it or any bullshit in my head. I just followed my intuition and just gave her the apples. And such a small gesture for me, spending like $2, $3 on some apples, like it's nothing. But what that gave back to me in terms of the emotions flowing through me, and I suddenly was connected to this expansive consciousness where my higher self was just showering me with these positive emotions. And so what does this have to do with the law of attraction? Well, let me tell you, if that didn't happen, if I didn't give that, then this video would never have happened. So by me giving, in return, I got the idea and inspiration to create this video. And that's how it works. And so it was fuel for me. And so I was thinking about this the whole day. Sometimes it's just a smile or a friendly gesture or being a little bit extra attentive, being polite. There are many ways you can give from yourself. When it comes to the law of attraction, what you give is what you receive. You give goodness, you receive goodness. You give something bad, you receive something bad. By giving, I received back tenfold. So if you're into the law of attraction and want to start manifesting your dreams or manifesting your desires, I want you to be focused more on giving rather than receiving. And you can even give in the smallest ways and you'll be rewarded. Someone close to me the other day sent me a video of the actor Morgan Freeman, and there was this other lady, I don't recall her name, but anyway, in that video clip, Morgan Freeman says to this woman, "Let me ask you something. If someone prays to God for patience, do you think God gives them patience, or do you think he gives them opportunities to be patient? If they pray for courage, do you think God gives them courage, or do you think God gives them opportunities to be courageous? If someone prays for their family to be closer, do you think God zaps them with warm, fuzzy feelings? Or do you think God gives them opportunities to love each other? And he says, well, gotta run, got a lot of people to serve. And this woman is left in shock. I want you to look at the law of attraction a similar way. You get the opportunities to create that which you want to manifest. Focus on the giving part, and the emotional aspect of it will naturally fall into place. It might come through challenging situations that can sometimes be painful, but through that pain and through those challenges, you get to learn, you get to evolve, you get the opportunity to become that version of yourself that you have asked for. All right? And since you're asking, be prepared to get through whatever it is that you have to go through. Because this is your test, this is your time. How much do you want to? How much are you willing to give? And yes, I know, I understand that if you're in pain, that you just can't snap your fingers and all is well. I get it. But it is an opportunity for you to create everything that you have ever asked for. An invitation to transformation. If life presents you with challenging and even unwanted painful situations, it is an opportunity to use it as fuel to your spaceship to get you to your ultimate desires. And on your journey in those difficult situations, you might discover more of yourself, more of what you care about, more of your values, more of your love, more of your empathy. You might discover more of what you truly want from life and what your purpose here is. I want you to get out a pen and start writing down the things that are truly important to you in life. What do you truly care about? What are your values? What are your goals? What are your dreams? What do you want your life to be like? And then, next, start writing down how you can give more. How you can give more from yourself. How can you give more love, give more wisdom, give more compassion, support, kindness, peace, a space for growth, a space for friendship? And then, every single day, look at this note. And by doing so, you steadily start reprogramming your subconscious mind to notice more of the things that your brain may be filtering out now without you even knowing. Because our brain has a filtering mechanism that filters out a lot of information. And we all like to think, oh, we're so fucking conscious, I'm so aware. But we all have this filter in our brains, all right? So make a map, writing down your values and your desires and your goals and your aspirations. And just list them all. And then when you're done with that, make a list of how you can give more. So when you look at your list of life values, let's say you write down 25 life values. Love, purpose, freedom, respect, and so on and so forth. Creativity, whatever. And then when you're focused on how you can give more, look at your values and what you want to have in your life and ask yourself, how can I give this? How can I give the values that I want? And when you start doing that, just watch your life transform and watch the receiving unfolding like a fucking floodgate opening up. So, my friends, I'll end this on a positive note, which many of you have heard before. Be the change you want to see in the world. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you subscribe to my channel. I'm giving out positive affirmation cards. Stardust, Joelle, I've decided that you are the winner of this month's affirmation cards. So if you see this video, leave a comment, or I'll be in touch with you. All right, thanks for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace.